AEW Dynasty. That's a cool name for a pay-per-view, I will say. Of course, hearing the word Dynasty immediately makes me think of Dynasty Warriors, so shout out to that game if you remember what that game was all about. But AEW Dynasty, it has been a while since I've done a predictions video for a pay-per-view, but we're in a new era of professional wrestling. We're in a new golden era. We just came off of the biggest WrestleMania ever. You know, TNA's doing all right. New Japan's doing all right. AEW chugging along. So it's exciting. It's definitely an exciting time to be into pro wrestling. If you're new to pro wrestling, it's a good time to get in. If you're old to pro wrestling, if you went away for a while, it's a good time to come back. So let's get into this show. I'm going to go through all the matches that are announced as of today. What's today? Thursday? Today's Thursday. So if anything is announced after this, if anything's announced Friday, or if anything's announced on Collision, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not waiting until Saturday night to record this. So, all right. Pre-show, we've got a winner-takes-all trios match with the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions, the Bang Bang Gang, Bullet Club Gold, taking on the scissoring crew of the Acclaimed, the AEW World Trios Champions, and it's a winner-take-all. So, a lot of people think that they're merging the belts, and they're going to get rid of the Ring of Honor belts, but I don't think so. I don't think they will, because I've noticed recently, like the last couple of weeks, they just got new titles. Those Ring of Honor 6-man belts, those are new. Those look nice. So I don't think they're getting rid of those right now. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's what's happening. What I do think is that this match should have been on the main show, and a certain other match should have been on the pre-show, but we'll get to that. As for this match, this story has been really fun. We had the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. They were all together. And then, Bullet Club Gold decided, we don't want to do this anymore. They attacked. So, and I've kind of enjoyed what they've been doing with this. A lot of people hate it because, oh no, Jay White's stuck in the trios division. Why isn't Jay White challenging for a major singles title? Because he doesn't need to right now. I mean, if you look at the card that we're going to go through here, it is stacked. You could put Jay White in any of those matches, and it would be phenomenal. But right now, he's fine where he is. Let him shine. They have time. They're not burying him. So chill on that, guys. Chill, please. But I think the Bang Bang Gang. I think Bullet Club Gold does win this match. I think they do bring all the gold home. I think it would be really good for the story, and the Acclaimed have kind of just been alright. I don't hate the Acclaimed. I don't. I mean, Billy Gunn's doing phenomenal for everything that he's doing in his career. But I think that trio group, it's kind of, I'm not going to say run its course, but it's getting there, where I'm like, alright, I love these guys. I think all of them are great. I'd like to see them get back to the tag team division, because as we get to that later on, the tag team division needs some love. I still say Bang Bang Gang wins this, and then they go on to defend both or one, or maybe they drop the Ring of Honor titles and they have a tournament in Ring of Honor. Something. But yeah, let's get to the main show. And I'm going to start this off with the match I believe should have been on the pre-show. The FTW title match between Hook and Chris Jericho. Why? I don't understand why this match is happening. I don't understand why this story is happening. Hook already beat Jericho. That happened. There's no need for all of this other stuff. Why? I say Hook wins. Cool, awesome, great match. We move on with the rest of the show. Then next up, we've got the TBS women's title, the TBS title. Julia Hart, Willow Nightingale. Love both of them. I think Julia has done a phenomenal job keeping the TBS title relevant and doing a fantastic job with it. With her and Sky Blue, who is not officially in the House of Black. She's just Julia Hart's partner. I think they've been doing great. I love the chemistry that these guys are having, and it's wonderful. Sadly, her title run is going to come to an end due to story. Because I think Julia Hart could have had a better finish to this run. They could have really built somebody up to beat her. But from what it looks like, just my perspective on the story, Willow Nightingale is going to win, so that way we can get into the Mercedes Moné thing, who gets to have her debut match at All or Nothing for a championship, because why? Why do we have rankings? Why do they matter? Why bring back rankings if they don't matter? There's a stellar stacked women's division that could use those opportunities. But sure, let's give it to Mercedes Moné. I have nothing against her. I think she's a phenomenal talent. I'd like to see her actually get into the ring, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So, sadly, I think Julia's going to lose. I hope I'm wrong, but sadly, I think that's what's going to happen, so they can do the Willow Nightingale, Mercedes story, and that'll culminate at Double or Nothing, where Mercedes wins, and good for her. Good for her. Moving along, the Continental Championship, Kazuchika Okada and Pac. It's going to be a great match. It's going to be a great match. Like, I don't do star ratings, but I think it's going to be a great match. I think people are going to be entertained. I think people are going to be happy with that fight. Okada doesn't lose here. I don't see a reason for Okada to lose. I love Pac to death, but I don't see him winning here. I don't know where Pac goes from here, because he's kind of just being slotted in when they can get him. But it'll be a good match. Okada wins, no problem. I'm not saying no problem, but it's going to be... Okada's winning this match. A cat letting herself in my room. Alright, then we've got a match that I'm equally excited for and equally confused for. And that is the 6-man tag between Adam Copeland, Mark Briscoe, Eddie Kingston versus the House of Black. It's fine. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good, it's going to be a break in the card, because we've got a lot of singles matches, but I would have rather have just seen Adam Copeland and Malachi Black for the TNT title. That's what I would have rather seen. Because then maybe Malachi could have won that. Adam doesn't need the TNT title. He really doesn't. I'm happy that he has it. Christian was doing phenomenal work with it. But it was nice to move that belt off of Christian to get it onto Adam, give him his first title since he retired, which I think is pretty wild. So that's cool. He deserves it. But as far as the 6-man tag goes, it's there. I love Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston's one of my favorites of all time. I freaking love him. Mark Briscoe, he's there. He's cool. Respect him, the new Ring of Honor World Champion. So I don't know how this match is going to go. Because you just crowned Mark Briscoe as the Ring of Honor champion. You've got Adam Copeland, the TNT champion. You've got Eddie Kingston. I think he's still the New Japan Strong champion. So that'll be a cool visual if all three of them do come out with their belts. I think that'd be a cool visual. But then you have the House of Black, who their tagline is literally "The House always wins." But sadly, they just haven't really been doing that. I would absolutely love for the House of Black to win this. So the good guys are probably gonna win, but I'm gonna take a risk on my predictions here by saying the House of Black wins, because I would love for them to win. I love Malachi. Buddy is great. Brody has really been impressing me as of late. That is a phenomenal trio. I hope they win. I really do. Who takes the pin? I don't know. I would say Briscoe, but if you pin him, you're pinning the Ring of Honor World Champion. That could be weird. So I don't know who takes the pin, but I want to say the House of Black wins this. And then moving straight along, I'm going to get a sip of water, free of charge. We've got the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match between Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa. I'm great that Thunder's back. Thunder Rosa's been doing phenomenal stuff that now that she's back. Great talent, phenomenal woman. Toni Storm, obviously timeless Toni Storm. They're doing great things with her. Tony Khan's really enjoying that story and that character, and that's going great. And I think it's Toni Storm's best run she's had, and I think that run continues. The seeds are already planted that Mariah May is going to be the one that takes the title from Tony. And I think that's going to be great. Maybe they do that at Double or Nothing. I think that would be phenomenal. So that way we don't wait too long. But I think Tony Storm retains, and maybe we get some more seeds of maybe Mariah handing her the title, and she kind of like snatches it from her or something. But like, whew, Mariah May is phenomenal. I had only seen clips of her from her work in Japan. I've seen clips. I've seen maybe like 3 minutes of like her matches from over there. But I think she has been one of the biggest pickups for AEW, like a sleeper pick, in my opinion. Like, they signed a lot of amazing talent recently with Kazuchika Okada. You got Will Ospreay, and you got Mercedes Moné, but Mariah May, impressive, and she's just good. I miss her freaking Tekken-like theme song. Mikey Ruckus doing phenomenal work there with the theme music, unlike Def Rebel. But yeah, it's phenomenal. I love her music. I love her in-ring abilities. She's doing great. She knows how to work the camera. She's great. I can see them building a women's division around Mariah May, and I hope that they do in the future, because that's the future of AEW women's division, in my opinion. Yeah, Thunder Rosa loses, sadly. Maybe she slots into the TBS title picture. Maybe she goes into the Ring of Honor title picture. Who knows? I'll be curious to see where Thunder Rosa goes after this. AEW has signed a lot of women talent recently, so I'm curious what they'll do with that. Do we potentially get a female Continental Classic? That'd be nice. But I don't know. It could be fun. They could do a women's Continental Classic, so that way you have that mid-card women's title. I mean, you have the TBS title, but I don't know. Maybe they do a women's Continental Tag Team Classic. I don't know. I think the women need another. I know too many belts, but the women, I don't know. Maybe they need a tag title to go after, something. Just to, just build some stories that don't revolve around the title belts. It's a possibility. But anyway, moving along. The World Tag Team titles, the ladder match, the Young Bucks, FTR. This isn't the first time they've had a match. We've seen this match before. This time it's a ladder match. It'll be good. It'll hit all the high spots. It'll hit all the things you're expecting it to hit, with it being a Young Bucks match, with it being an FTR match. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because, I mean, it's going to be a good match. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking it. I don't want to say the bad S word because we're here on YouTube. We're trying to keep it somewhat clean. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a very physical encounter. Hopefully we see the Young Bucks do something new in this match. I'm sure they will. But hopefully it's not the typical pull out the thumbtack shoe, do the super kick. Hopefully we see something different. I mean, they're very creative individuals, and they got this new EVP persona going on, so hopefully they'll pull something out that'll be really new. I do think the Young Bucks win this match. I love FTR. I think FTR is one of the best tag teams on the planet. But I don't know where they go from here. Again, I mean, this card is stacked, and looking at this card has had me looking at the AEW divisions, and a lot of these divisions are stacked to where I don't know how you feature all of the talent that you have while making the people who need to look good. So, goodness gracious, I am not envying Tony Khan for having to play Booker for AEW, because you have so much talent. Like what I was mentioning earlier with the tag team division, what do you do? Like, I think the Acclaim need to come back to the tag team division, and you've got Private Party you're building up as well. You've got FTR, you've got the Young Bucks. I mean, I know there's other teams I'm missing. You got the Infantry. The Infantry's moving up. They're doing really good over in Ring of Honor, but also, they kind of cross over. You've got the Kingdom, the Undisputed Kingdom with Taven and Bennett. I know they're the Ring of Honor tag team champions, but there's a lot of crossover between the two brands, which I'm totally for. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for both brands. But Young Bucks win. Feeds into the story with the New Elite. They're gonna have the Young Bucks with the world title, the world tag team titles. They're gonna have Okada with the Continental title. They're gonna have the 3 belt. They're gonna build it up until somebody comes back and takes it from them. Could it be a certain cowboy? Woo! All right, we got, in my opinion, which is a double main event. I mean, there's a lot of matches on here that could realistically be the main event of the show, but we've got two that are definitely right up there. We had the dream match, Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay, the BCC versus the Don Callis family. God, I can't wait for Will Ospreay to be away from the Don Callis BS. But I hope this match has no interference. I hope this match does nothing when it comes to the other factions, the BCC and the Don Callis family. I hope they stay away from this. Just give me Danielson, give me Ospreay, give them 35 minutes, and just say, ring the bell. I think it'll be a classic. Again, I don't do stars. I don't do star rating. I don't think it's going to get 5 stars or 16 stars or whatever, but it'll be a good damn match. It'll be a damn good match. Could be match of the year, but we'll see. I think Danielson's going to try to ground Ospreay. I think that'll be fun. That'll be a nice dynamic. But I think it's going to be a great match. I don't see Bryan winning, sadly, because Bryan just, I don't know, his return has been interesting. He doesn't want to win any titles. He doesn't want to do stuff like that. He just wants to wrestle. So I don't see him gaining anything from winning. So I see Ospreay winning and moving forward and just building off of that. I think it's going to be great. I'm loving Will Ospreay. I think he's been a phenomenal addition to the roster. Probably one of the biggest ones. I love Okada. Don't get me wrong. Okada's a legend. But I think Ospreay is going to be a cornerstone for AEW going forward. I was going to say pillar, but AEW already has their 4 pillars, which I still think that was a stupid gimmick to ever give those individuals that discretion. But hey, it is what it is. But then again, speaking of potential futures and pillars, how about a foundation player? How about a foundation player that you can build around? That's your world championship, right? You've got Samoa Joe. You've got Swerve Strickland. I am not doing the dance. That's a Prince Nana thing. Swerve is great. I love Swerve. I think he's done phenomenal work all the way back. Sugar Shane, way back when. I've loved him. He's been nice enough to like some of my tweets and retweet them. I will always appreciate that. And Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's a freaking legend, man. I remember meeting Samoa Joe way back when he was in TNA. They did a show here in Birmingham, and he was so cool. Like, he seemed like he didn't want to be there, but that's fine. I get it. Like, those wrestlers are working hard, but he still fought through it, and he was still nice to everybody. He was still respectful. He was still, a true professional, in my opinion. So I will always respect Samoa Joe for that, and I think these two are going to blow it out of the water. I think they're going to do a phenomenal match, and we are going to crown a new World Heavyweight Champion leading into this new era for AEW. They've cleaned up their logo. It no longer has the cracks in it. It's just AEW. They got rid of the border. Looks good. The new presentation for Dynamite looks phenomenal. And I'm just happy. I'm happy with what they're doing, and I'm curious to see where we go from here. Because obviously, I think Swerve's going to win this. We're going to usher in that new era. We're going to crown a new champion. Do they do any teases at the end of the show? Do they have Hangman come back out? I don't think Hangman interferes in the match. I really don't. I've seen a lot of people predict that online. Like, oh, Hangman's going to cost, Strickland the title, or he's going to come out after. That could happen, but I think Hangman is going to be more in the Elite storyline going on with that. So I think that's going to leave Swerve to be having different opponents. And will MJF ever return? In time. People seem to forget MJF was really banged up towards the end of his title run, and he deserves a break. He deserves some time to cool down. Maybe he doesn't come back until Double or Nothing. That'd be nice. But if he does come back at the end of the show, cool. That'd be great. I think Swerve and MJF would tear it down. But I don't think that should be Swerve's first opponent. I would like to see Swerve have a really good title run here. He's going to win it here, I think. Joe's done phenomenal. I don't know where... See, that's the thing. Like, where does Joe go from here? I don't know where Joe goes from here. So that's the... Again, I don't envy Tony Khan for having to book this stuff. Like, where does he go? I don't know where you slot him in at. But he could go anywhere. That's the thing. Like, these chess pieces, they could all be moved around, and you're not... This ain't checkers, basically. This booking thing, that's chess, man. You got to figure out who to put where, and you got to make sure people are looking strong, who need to look strong, and man. Maybe Swerve feuds with the Undisputed Kingdom? Maybe? I don't know. But I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be great. I think Dynasty is going to be a fantastic show. Curious to know in the comments what you guys think of my predictions. I might try to revisit this after the show and see how I did. Because, like I said, it's been a long time since I've actually sat down and done predictions for a wrestling show. And I don't just mean recording it for a video. I just mean in general. Like, these last couple of years, I've just been watching wrestling as a fan and just kind of enjoying it. But we're going to see how it goes. So, hopefully y'all like this video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button because we are trying to see what direction I want to take this channel. So, thank y'all. Mwah. I'll see you soon.